Hi guys. So I just finished watching or listening to SB19's new installment. The first all right, all right. I think we are good. Okay. So I think we're good now. Are we live again? Let me just go back to my stream. Oh god. So I think we're good now. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Good sna. Good sna. Good sna. Okay. Let me just go back to my stats here. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Again, disclaimer. I'm not gonna show any footage. I am going to just air my opinion, what I think about it, what I can remember, and my key takeaways of the said episode. Okay. If you want to watch it, I have it linked in the description. Please check out the podcast itself. It's amazing. I think, in my opinion, it has to be the best podcast episode I've ever heard from SB19. This is comparing to their other first episodes from the Atin Atin Lang podcast. This is my favorite. Okay. Um. Okay. So how would I begin? Okay. Let me just do this here. Again, it's only available on Spotify, and I'm gonna use all my reach here to promote that so people will hear about it, and people will be able to discover their podcast and follow it, guys. Give it a follow. Okay, I just finished watching it and I really enjoyed it, guys. So this episode just this episode, in my opinion, just gives us an update about their emotional state, and I really appreciated it from them. Okay. It came with a lot of realizations from them, and surprisingly, this talk gave me a lot of realizations as well as a person. And very few podcast episodes do that to people, especially do that to me personally. Um, One of the realizations that they have shared is them appreciating the lighter workload that they have, because they now have people helping them. Unlike before, they have to fend for themselves, work too hard to the point that they have to really micromanage every aspect of the music video, the music, and everything. Now they have people helping them, and they are very happy about that. Josh, I just appreciate Josh's humbleness here, because his big respect to Pablo is so noticeable. Like, as far as I remember, he gave so much respect to Pablo's work ethic and how much time it takes for him when it comes to recording and editing. Like, they could be out and about, the other members, while Pablo's still stuck in his studio recording and editing stuff. That's how their life was. And Josh revealed that he got inspired by it. So it was nice to see it from Josh. It's Josh admitting it and just, putting it out there. And Pablo was even so surprised hearing it from Josh. Man, you should see his reaction. I really love that interaction there. Also, Ken appreciating their free time and using it to rest and relax. It's so nice to hear SB19 are not as pressured as before anymore, right? And of course, Stell being Stell, I realized that his social battery is just so abundant, right? After long hours of work, he still has time to, interact with his friends and party. I don't know what kind of party. He wasn't too specific, but he does like to party with friends. So let's leave it at that, right? Also, I remember Pablo realizing that him working too hard sometimes gets himself getting distanced from the people who he actually works hard for. And I think that's a realization that he just found out as of recently. I think we all know that Pablo is a hardworking guy, right? He comes in early, leaves late, and I kind of relate to him. When I work hard on things, when I work on videos, I inevitably lose time for my family, and sometimes it gets me worried because yeah, maybe my wife doesn't think that I love her so much anymore because I'm focused too much on my work. I get that worry as well. And Pablo just assured me na hindi lang pala ako yung may pinagdaan ng ganun. Ganun din pala siya. He has to, like, if you want to be good at something, you got to sacrifice time from time that you would have spent with your family, right? So it's really important to strike a balance, and I really love it that Pablo admits that sometimes he struggles finding that balance, but now he is already trying to make time, using his free time to make amends or like catch up with people that actually matters to him. He even shared in the podcast that he's been playing basketball with Ken, which is something that he doesn't do often, right? So I love it, man. I think the people who does not have access to it yet, I think has something to do with the time zone. So yeah, no spoilers here, guys. Like, I'm not gonna show any footage. Just wait for your turn. I guess that's how Spotify works. But I'm just really reviewing it and my recollection, the things that I remember from the podcast and the things that I loved. Okay, so anyway, going back to the podcast, with the lighter workload, Pablo is now using time to reconnect with those people, right? And also, I remember Josh recognizing that they are not normal people in terms of responsibilities. Because they are SB19. They got the Philippines on their back, right? They have people looking up to them. They're role models. And I love that Josh recognizes that. And also, dahil doon sa responsibility na yon, because of that responsibility, Josh kind of feels guilty. There's some kind of guilt that looms behind him trying to entertain himself. Meron siya sinabi doon na every time he streams, parang hindi na siya ganun ka-excited. It's like, when I'm streaming, it's like there are better things to do. Like, there are more productive things to do. Pero I think one of the members, one of the members added to that and said, he did not exactly how, kasi I'm just relying on my memory here. Someone said na rest is not laziness. You need it. I think it's Ken, right? He said it something to that effect, right? He said something about not underestimating burnout. Do not never underestimate burnout and mental health. It's very, very important, because if your mind is not in the right place, you will not be able to produce good things, right? Not great output. So na-realize ko sa the way they answer, the way they communicate with each other, I really realize how much they have grown, and how mature they have become, right? There's less argument and more objective takes. They have really matured. They're speaking like they're 40s or 50s, like with men with great experience, and they are very, very inspiring. This specific episode is very, very inspiring to me. So what else do I remember? What else? I also remember them realizing that sometimes less is more. It's true to most people as well, because we as Filipinos, we tend to overthink things, it's like, if you're good at something, like me, right? I'm kind of a solo flight guy. I don't have a team, right? But because of this podcast, I started to realize that maybe I need a team to reach my full potential, right? Maybe I'm not fully decided yet, but what they talked about is, don't overthink things. You cannot do everything. You're just one person, right? You do not need to be involved in every aspect of a project. You need to learn to trust people, right? But the challenge there is how to find the right people. And I'm just glad that SB19 is already figuring it out. They have people now helping them. And it's so interesting to find out that they actually are having struggles letting go, especially Justin. It's like gusto niya maging involved sa lahat ng projects, but they have people now, right? So that's why they have less workload already. And I just love them admitting that, not many people admits that. Like, many people Like other artists, they want themselves to be seen as some perfect guy, as a perfect artist, like some genius. But SB19, they're not scared of telling us that, hey, we're humans, right? We have limits. Like we overthink things, and they are not afraid to admit that, and that's what I love about them. Also, can explain how time flies in the blink of an eye. May sinabi siya doon na pagising mo January, tapos next day December na, sa sobrang dami ng ginagawa nyo, right? That is actually true if you're a busy person, right? And yun nga, sa all they talked about is time, and the topics they touch on are really interesting topics, right? Now I am talking about their perspective in time, you know, how they see time. So sabi ni Ken, time flies. Si Justin, sabi naman niya, for him, he wants to maximize time as much as possible, and he wants to focus on the present. So he tries to enjoy the present as much as he can. He does not have much plans in the future. What matters to him is the present. And that's so me. You know, I'm a present guy. Like, I'm the now guy, right? I want to, like, if there are things that I want to do, I want to enjoy it with my family, as long you know, as long as there's time, right? And I love that about him. I really relate to Justin a lot. Also, Ken, when it comes to time, when you get the chance to spend your money, spend your money, and I love that. You know, SB19 has been working too hard, and they have to reward themselves, and I totally get it, man. If you are earning something, reward yourself in order for you to get inspired to work harder, in order for you to get more rewards, right? It's just treating yourself, and I really love hearing that from Ken. Si Josh naman, sabi niya, spend wisely. Sabi ni Ken, spend your money, but Josh says spend wisely because he has responsibilities, and he needs to, like, tone it down when it comes to spending. Josh, the ever kuripot guy, right? I love this guy. I really like how different they are when it comes to perspectives, and them sharing each other's takes are just so enjoyable to see. Now, Stell Steak, though, he just goes with the flow. He spends a little bit, you know, but he's more focused. He's more goal driven, surprisingly. Sabi nga niya, he's been working on a project, but he's not revealing it. I don't know what that is. Do you know what Stell is working on right now? I don't know. Maybe a talk show? I don't know. But he said he's working on a project, working hard on a project that he cannot reveal yet. So I don't know what that is. Anyway, what else do I remember? Stell also said something about being excited to become 30 because he's turning 30 this year, right? So he's a Gemini, I'm a Gemini. So yeah, I'm turning 35 this year, which is crazy, bro. And Stell is turning 30. So, wait, Midsley, thank you for that $10. I appreciate you just listening to me, man. But anyway, okay, Stell said he is excited to be 30. And he's not pressured to become 30. Kasi nga sabi niya, 40 is the new 20. Based on sa teaser, right? And I totally agree, man. I mean, I just totally agree. In my opinion, men reach their prime years at 40. That's when you find men who are stable. Like, you know, if you are, in my opinion, if I was a girl, if I was a woman, right? If I would have a standard when it comes to men, I would have to take a look at the man at 40 years old. If a man is 40 years old and he still does not have a house or still does not have a stable job, then that's a no-no. I mean, I will not generalize everything, right? There are men who just, you know, who likes to chill and everything, but when it comes to basic standards to be a successful, like, to find a successful man, in my opinion, kasi nga, this is just my opinion, okay? Don't cancel me for it, right? I'm not generalizing. If I was a woman, if I'm looking for a 40-year-old man, I'm gonna measure him In a way na may stable job ba siya at 40, right? Mayroon ba siyang house at 40, right? Kasi 40 is 40, man. That's a lot of years, right? So if you're 40 and you have all those things, then you're good, right? You're ready to get married. I got married early. Well, not really, not technically early. I got married at 25, which is okay, right? So, I just what I'm trying to say is I don't want to beat around the bush. What I'm trying to say is that I completely agree with Stell that 40 is the new 20. Okay, so yeah, Josh talks about the principle of perspective as well, which I truly love. Right, no matter how bad things go, it always depends on your perspective. Like you could be in the baddest situation, but if you see it as something that is positive somehow, like something positive will come out of this eventually, then you will be able to hack your brain, pull your brain into keeping yourself positive, and just keep on keeping your head, on neutral level, not losing your temper, by just having the right perspective in life, right? Galing. Ang lalalim ng mga sinasabi ni Josh dun sa podcast na yun, sa episode na yun. What else? Ken, they proceeded, I think they proceeded to, after the perspective of time, they started talking about their fears, right? And the first guy who shared his fear was Ken, and Ken said that he fears death the most. Just normal. I fear death as well. Oh, I would miss everything. Family's everything to me. Kielski, thank you for the 1,000. Whoa, Kielski's so rich right now, my man. Kielski, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. This is just me rambling about what I think about the podcast, but Kid fears death because he still has a lot of things to do, he said, right? He does not want his dreams to end now. Yeah, he is set to achieve more things in the future. He is surprisingly a goal-oriented person. Like, I mean, not surprisingly, but if you think about it as a fanboy or fangirl perspective, you see Ken as a bad boy, right? You see him as someone who just likes to buy expensive things. But to hear him say that makes you realize that, hey, what the, this guy is deep as heck. What's up with you guys donating, man? Lynn GR, thank you for the $10, and Linda B with the $20. Thank you for the coffee, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Going back, Ken sharing his fear of death made me realize that he is a deep person, man. I really like it. And then Josh's fear, though, is something different. His fear is not trying what he wanted to do, and he has proven it himself in his life story, right? Josh got where he is today because he was not afraid of trying. Like, look, going back to their years back in when he was starting, with his gaming friends, forming Big Bang, right? They were not good dancers at first, right? They just went out there and did it, right? And look at Josh now. He is part of the biggest P-pop boy group ever. And maybe the hottest boy band right now in the world. Because Josh wasn't afraid of trying. This guy is just walking the talk, man. All right. Justin's fear is like Josh, right? Josh said he has the fear of not trying. So that means he is a risk taker, right? Justin shared naman na kung si Josh is a risk taker, si Justin naman is a person who likes to take calculated risks. Meaning, he hates losing. And I love that. I hate losing as well. Like when I play games, One thing I hate the most is losing. And I want to, like, when I play a game, I want to be one of the best, right? I want to be one of the highest ranking players because I fear losing, and I mitigate. I avoid losing by learning the game, researching, and everything. That's how I am, and I'm surprised that Justin is like that too. So Justin said he is afraid of mistakes. He has the fear of losing. So when he takes a risk, he wants it to be calculated. Like he wants to have a a a favorable outcome, kumbaga, right? And that's very, very smart. Now, Ken though, when it comes to, like, fear, like when it comes to risk, Ken is okay with taking risks. What he enjoys more is conquering that risk. Like, it's again walking the talk, right? When he decided to go to the city to pursue his dreams, that was a huge risk, right? He even thought it was a scam, but the risk paid off, right? And it didn't work out well to him at first, right? He had to sleep on the floor. There was one time that he even had to, like, sleep while the rain is dripping from the freaking roof and he's wet while sleeping, right? It didn't work out for him, but what he enjoyed actually was the process of conquering that risk. He signed up for it, and what he did was he worked hard to conquer that risk. What he enjoys is, like, basically what he was trying to say is he does not mind losing. What he does not mind losing, because what he enjoys the most is conquering that loss and turning it into a win. I think that's my key takeaway from the discussion when it comes to risks. Okay, so now we are still in we are still on the topic of risk and the fear, right? Pablo just appreciates Stell's positive vibe. Parang si Stell kasi nga parang wala siyang fear. If you take a look at him, Stell does not fear anything. It's like he is always happy. He's always joking around, right? And Pablo really appreciates that. Like, the way Pablo said it, Stell, every time I look at you, you're so positive. You look like a freaking sunflower. You're a sunshine boy. I like the interaction from them, and that's absolutely true. I see Stell as a positive battery. Like, when you're having a bad day, just take a look at him and you'll be better, right? You'll feel better. But Stell, though, reveals that he actually has a fear as well. He fears. How did he say it? I think Stell fears to not be taken seriously. That is his fear, right? Because Stell is joking around always, and always happy, but he actually revealed that, hey, he actually fears to be not taken seriously. Kasi nga, meron siyang reveal doon na situation na he had some legit suggestions, and for some reason, the team was just laughing at him, thinking that it was a joke, but he was actually serious. So he's kind of, like, confused, and he also is very self-conscious and sensitive enough to realize that he could be a me problem, like his problem, na it's hard to really saan ba siya lulugar kasi nga joker siya, but at the same time he wants to be taken seriously as well. But in my opinion, his feelings are valid, right? He fears to not be taken seriously. He needs the respect he deserves. Kasi nga, I see Stell as a very smart individual as well. Who would be able to choreograph the go up dance practice, right? Or the go up choreography? It was Stell, and it was still the best choreography to this day of SB19 routines. If only a smart person can come up with that choreography, and the way Stell handled himself, his career, he is absolutely smart. So his feelings are valid, and it's just surprising that he fears to be not taken seriously, right? They're not afraid to be vulnerable. I love these boys, man. Okay, anyway, my key takeaway here is that the boys seem to be more mature and not afraid to admit their shortcomings. And talking about time, it's just sadder. In my opinion, it's like this podcast, for some reason, comes out to me as a sad episode, right? Because they're talking about time, and suddenly they're talking about each other in the future. There's a possibility that they might not meet each other as often anymore. Like there was one point wherein someone said na maybe every 2 years na lang tayo magkikita. We have our own families already, which is kind of sad, and it's a weird feeling. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I kind of became sad towards the end of the podcast because it started talking about the future and possible, but the possibilities of them going their own way, but Pablo just reassures everybody that, hey, we created a baby in 1Z. We are here to stay. But yeah, but possibilities are always there, right? They proceeded to talk about the possibility of them having their own families, which is nice, right? They even talked about having their kids put together in a pop group, which is quite funny. I don't even know. Right? And also before this, I almost forgot. They talk about their past, like how their past was and their perspective in time in the past. It turns out that they actually didn't pay attention much of the time. All they remember was what mattered to them the most was that they love what they're doing, right? They just wanted to see that they just wanted to see some progress, and when they saw their name on that Spotify on the Tila Luha debut song, they were so happy, right? They were so happy. That was everything that mattered to them, which is nice. And it kind of, they also confirm a few things in the pandemic, right? Like the pandemic was really the huge turning point for them because they became independent, they learned new skills, they had to fend for themselves, and because of that it all paid off, and found out that, hey, we can actually do things on our own and output better, right? So yeah, that confirmed our stories, guys. So that's amazing to hear. What else do we got? Going back to their future, right? It was so funny that they started talking about having kids, and Pablo has a goal that by 35 he needs to have a kid already because he wants to play basketball with his kid and he doesn't want to be old. Too old to be playing basketball with his kid, right? Which is funny because if he's 35 and his kid becomes a teenager, he's going to be late 40s and 50s, and that's kind of that's kind of old. Actually, not really. I mean, LeBron James is 40 and still playing, but yeah. Eventually, SB19 are gonna have their own families, you guys. We gotta accept that. So yeah, sana marunong sila mag-save ng pera nila. I'm sure they are. I mean, they are set for life already. These guys are smart people. Okay, guys. They also shared their little plans with their kids. So Pablo said 35 dapat may kid na. Josh, he said whatever his kid wants, he will support. Whatever his kid wants to get exposed with, he's gonna expose it. He's gonna expose his kid and support. But Ken's take is very interesting. Ken will hide his SB19 identity to his kid and act like he's just a normal dad. I'm not sure how he's gonna pull it off, but that's what Ken's plan is. He doesn't want to be seen as some idol or some epic artist. He does not want to put his kid into that pressure. He doesn't want to put pressure on his kid, I guess. That's what his main goal is. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to pull that off. But that's his vibe. Sure, do whatever you want, man. Also, they also did a little segue dun sa girl group that they were working on, talking about kids, right? But they didn't really talk much about it. But ayun lang. It's just a very inspiring episode, man. I really enjoyed. Oh, what a good listen. Josh seeing their goals slowly come true, like leveling up a skill tree. It's such a poetic way of saying it from a gamer's perspective, because that's actually true. When you're leveling up your character, you know, you start unlocking those kills, and it works like real life as well. Josh is just talking a lot of wisdom here, and of course, as a whole, SB19, they hope to inspire people like a chain lightning effect. Another video game reference from Josh right there. And I would have to agree that this has to be one of the most inspiring episodes they have ever put out. So if you have not checked it out yet, guys, check it out. I love it. If I have to rate it out of 10, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10. That is generous already, guys, because I want to give allowance to the next episodes, because next episodes might even be better. But for now, let's start with a benchmark at 9 out of 10. That's my rating. That's my review. Check out the podcast. It's entertaining as heck. I love the setup. I love the pacing. I love that Justin is he's the one who actually takes the helm. He's the one who does the pacing, like does the questions, like, oh, it's time to talk about this topic. Oh, it's time to talk about this. Let's talk about this time. It's Justin just driving it, and it's so nice. This podcast is a lot more structured, more natural, and I hope they keep doing it. So good job, SB19 and the team. And that's my review. Thank you for listening to my rambles. See you again tomorrow. I might go live. And yeah, man, more videos to come. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Do you okay, let me go ahead and check and see if you have questions. Do you think they will kind of rest from releasing as a group for a long time after Saw? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the tour, I predicted to be extended. There might be a second batch of tour, because the tickets are selling so well. So I can't say yet about the next album, but the tour might get extended. Like, there will be new venues. I predict that. But they might take a rest and focus on the girl group for a while. But let's see. Only time will tell. See you guys. I love you. You guys are the best. See you in the next videos. Thank you sa mga nag-donate, by the way. Appreciate you all. I love you. Bye. Thanks for the coffee.